Hello there YouTubers, welcome back to another video where I'm showing you the condition of my hand after over a year since the incident happened. I made a video a long time ago, it's been a really long while, where I was showing you how my hand was right after the cast was removed. So here I am showing you how my hand looks like after over a year since the incident happened, where I got my fifth metacarpal broken, which was this one there, right there. So I'm going to try to tell you so you can have an idea about how your hand might possibly get to look like. Not all fractures are the same, so obviously if you got a fracture on your bone, it's not necessarily going to look like mine. Might be better or worse, we don't know. Only time will tell you. So anyway, if here's where I got my fifth metacarpal bone broken. So if I make a fist, as you can see, by the way, I can make a full fist, and this is no problem. It's not painful at all. Of course, it's been over a year since this happened. It's actually going to be almost 2 years in March 2015. It will be 2 years since I got my bone broken there. And well, if you are just in the process of recovery, if you got your cast removed not very long ago, some concern you might possibly be having, and that I can remember as what happened to me, is that when I was in the recovery process and I was trying to make a full fist, it was painful at the beginning, and of course you can expect that to happen. It's a recovery process, so obviously it's not going to be that really easy at the beginning. And something I can share with you that what happened to me is that when I was trying to make a full fist, this pinky finger was not completely closing. It was kind of like this. Now I have no problem, of course. I can make a full fist. It's not painful at all. I'm just trying to show you so you can have an idea of what was happening to me back then. My pinky was closing kind of like that to the most, and I was quite concerned about that because I was thinking that I was probably going to be like that forever. And well, I'm very glad, very happy that is not the case. Just it's all good now, you know. Can make a full fist and you can punch pretty strong, you know. Obviously you don't want to have a repeat of this, so you have to be careful from now on when you go punching bags at the gym. If you get into any situation where you need to punch, you have to be careful. I believe that it will be unconsciously in the back of your mind to be careful about it. Personally, I believe it's probably one of those things you'll never forget about, even though it would have been small or big of a fracture. Somehow it's likely to be in the back of your mind, so it's not like if you're going to be afraid of punching again. It's just up to you, of course, but I mean, it's one of those things that you just learn as an experience, and in the future, well, it will be in the back of your mind, as I said, and then somehow it might be a bit of a deterrent from trying to be too tough on it. But we don't know really. I've heard so many stories of professional boxers who get a fracture, so people tend to have not only one incidence of a fracture in the same area, the same bone. It can be likely to happen again, and that will depend on you, of course, how you look after. So again, if I'm going to make a full fist and compare here, try to judge what kind of difference you can see. This is where I got my broken bone. in my personal opinion, is not such a very noticeable thing. It's not like people will be pointing at you, it's not something that noticeable. It's kind of like a very tiny thing. It's not something that people can really notice. Even yourself might not be noticing very much. Well, this is my case. It would be cool to see what happened to you after a while, if you might want to be sharing a video and show for the experience as your experience so other people can see. I wonder how many people every month in the world are having an incidence of this kind. So here you go. Now, does it bother me in any way? I can tell you, probably not. It's not one of those things that bothers you very much, at least not to me, really. I do recall that when I was just right after getting okay, it took me like about 4 months to recover, to be able to make a full fist. And kind of like at the 4 months, I was still like with a little bit of a stiff pinky when it was kind of like closing like this to the mouse. So I had to kind of like be forcing myself, keeping, Anyway, it took me quite some time. I would say that after 6 months, I was like more like fully recovered. But I still was feeling some stiffness, some degree of stiffness in this tendon, which you just need to allow time, be patient. It looks like it's taking forever, but if you are patient enough and you understand that you are on a healing recovery process, you just need to allow your body for recovery. And do your exercises. If you went to a physiotherapist and you were recommended some exercises, follow them with moderation. Don't overdo, don't underdo. Just follow your instructions, and physiotherapist people are pretty good, wise people. They will tell you what to do. You can't really expect much from someone else like me to tell you what exercises you should be doing, but you should rather go by what your professional is telling you, by what your physio or doctor is telling you to do. So as I was saying, to continue to tell you about what bothers me about this, not much. I remind you, I went just on a natural recovery. I didn't get any surgery. I was asked whether I wanted to go for surgery or a natural recovery, and I was suggested to go for the natural recovery. I did my research and I decided to just go for natural recovery, and my reasons to do that was just that mainly I was researching about pros and cons, and I thought it would be better to just allow it for natural recovery. I don't regret on my decision. I'm happy with the results. I'm happy to have my hand fully functional again. I can punch pretty hard and it's not painful. And in terms of what can be bothering, I tell you, in my case, I have an office job, and one of the times that I get this to remind me of what happened, because it's not that I'm thinking about this all the time. Of course, I don't get any disturbance on my hand. I don't get anything kind of like reminding me, hey, this happened, be careful or whatever. My point is, when I'm at my desk at work in the office, and when I'm holding some document, let's say whatever document I'm holding on my hands, and if I'm resting my hands on the desk and I'm looking at something and flipping or whatever, sometimes this feeling of the bone against the desk is something kind of like uneven there. It's not a biggie though, it's not painful, it's just a feeling there. And pretty much that's what comes to mind when I have anything that can remind me about it or that can make me think, hey, you have something there. But this is nothing noticeable at all. It's just something that I feel every now and then. It's not on a daily basis, but I would say it happens somewhat regularly, not that often. I guess probably I haven't got used to it, but nothing so bad. So here it is again, displaying my hands for you. This is how it looks. Full fist, no problem. If you got a fracture, be careful, be patient, eat well, allow your body to recover. Don't be careless about it. Take your precautions. Your hands are very important. They are one of those most important things in your life. Pretty much everything you do, you count on your hands, so be careful with them. Try to not to stuff up again. Don't fuck it up again. Okay, I hope this video is of any help to you. I would appreciate you give it a thumbs up, a like, share it with a friend if you have a friend who got a fracture. And well, thank you.